Inflation is behind a spike in the cost of food across the United States.
That's right. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average price of all grocery items rose 6.5% throughout 2021. Certain foods rose in price more than others. Chicken breast is more than 45 cents per pound more expensive now than at this time last year. A pound of bacon went from $5.83 to $7.22, and eggs climbed around 50 cents to an average of $1.92 per carton. For more on this, Nancy Roman joins us now. She's the president and CEO of Partnership for a Healthier America.
So, Nancy, maybe we could start by having you break this down for us about how many Americans are dealing with food insecurity and how much is inflation actually making that worse?
Sure. Well, sadly, about 35 million Americans were food insecure before we headed into the pandemic, and that's now gone up to 42 million. And the data lags a little bit, so it's probably higher than that, when you take into consideration inflation and the impact that it's having.
And so, Nancy, healthier foods such as fish, eggs, even fruits and vegetables are rising in cost more quickly than foods like cereal, sweets, and bakery products, all those carbs, those fillers, I call them. How could this impact the health of lower Americans who are already struggling to afford healthier options at the grocery store?
Yeah, well, inflation always hits, those with least hardest, of course, because they spend disproportionate amounts of their income on gas and food. And so when gas and food go up, low-income folks are now spending about 12% of all their disposable income on food, up from 10%. So it is an issue. I will say that I think there's an opportunity to really even look at the problem through a bigger lens, because we've had this two-tier food system for a long time, where some of us have plenty of food and 10 kinds of chopped salads and great foods being delivered to our door by drone, and another 40% of the country just doesn't even have access to good food. They may not even be experiencing some of the things you showed, chicken and milk and eggs going up in a grocery store because they don't have a grocery store. I'm kind of hoping that now that inflation's kind of made us all realize, wow, food costs a lot and it's important, that we really begin to question if we want to accept this two-tiered food system that we're living in.
So often when we start talking about issues of food security, it's a matter of balance. So let me just ask you, how can people stay healthy and not break the bank while trying to afford this rising cost of food you're talking about?
Well, there is an opportunity here, and you have to be careful how you say it. But, one of the foods that has become trendy among millennials, and I think it used to be considered a poor man's food when my grandparents were eating it every single day. But beans, legumes, every kind of beans, chickpeas, black beans, cannellini beans are really a great source of plant-based protein that, can be the staple piece of a really, really, really healthy diet. We see restaurants are adding that onto menus and so are carryout. And there's an opportunity for all of us to put that back into the diet, because they are relatively inexpensive, relative to meat. They also have super low carbon footprints. So I do think we'll be hearing a lot more about plant-based protein being a bigger part of the overall makeup of food across all income demographics.
All right. Well, Nancy Roman, thank you so much for joining us, talking about this important topic. We appreciate it.